quarterback Colin Kaepernick has filed a grievance against the NFL, accusing the owners of colluding to keep him out of the league. Kaepernick sparked backlash last year, you remember, when he started kneeling during the national anthem. His lawyer tweeted out a statement which reads in part, "Is the NFL if the NFL is to remain a meritocracy, then principled and peaceful political protest, which the owners themselves made great theater imitating weeks ago, should not be punished. Athletes should not be denied employment based on partisan and political provocation by the executive branch or of our government." President Donald Trump also weighed in on Kaepernick during an interview on Hannity last week.
I watched Colin Kaepernick, and I thought it was terrible. And then it got bigger and bigger and started mushrooming. And frankly, the NFL should have suspended him for one game, and he would have never done it again. They could have then suspended him for 2 games, and they could have suspended him if he did it a 3rd time for the season, and you would never have had a problem. But I will tell you, you cannot disrespect our country, our flag, our anthem. You cannot do that.
Joining us right now is Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, good to see you.
Oh, good morning.
Does Kaepernick have any legal grounds here?
Well, he has a legal basis for this. The question is, does he have a factual basis? So if he could show that there was an agreement, either express or unexpressed amongst owners, to keep him off the field because of his political views, then the law is very much on his side. But I don't know how he could show that. The law also imposes on his lawyer. Full disclosure, I know the lawyer. The lawyer is truly first-rate. A lot of us know him, Mark Garagos. He handled a lot of high-profile cases and has been on Fox many times. The law imposes on the lawyer a duty to have the facts in hand before filing the complaint. You can't just file a complaint because your client wants you to. You could correct, Amy. Right. You can't go on a fishing expedition. So knowing Mark Garagos, knowing that he's sort of a celebrity lawyer, knowing that he's somewhat of a target himself, the courts will come after him if he filed this thing just because Mr. Kaepernick wanted it filed. I have to assume that there is something there. What it is, I don't know. An email, an overheard conversation, any kind of agreement that punishes him because of his political views would violate principles of the set down by the National Labor Relations Board. Remember, he's in a union. He's in a very powerful union. And for better or for worse, almost all the laws here favor the union against management.
I feel like initially the owners stood by him. I mean, think back to when this first started. The owners stood by him and said...
Until the president got involved.
Right. I mean,
and the president got involved this year. He's not even on a team.
But also ratings started to drop. Yeah. Business started getting affected. So that's a different... Is that a different, distinction?
Yes. If the owners can show that their income was reduced, that their work product, which is cash, making money by winning football games, that's what these owners do. If they could show that that occurred because of taking the knee, then even though taking the knee is free speech, they can punish that speech. Not because of its content, I'm kneeling because I don't like what the police did in certain inner cities, but because of its effect in the workplace.
I've got to, wait, hold on. This is the key point of this is that Colin Kaepernick opted out of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers. Right. And so because he's not on a team is because of him. He wasn't forced to do that. He could have stayed there, let them release him, or whatever happened. The reason why he filed this complaint and the timing, they claim, is because Marcus Mariota, the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, got injured, and the Tennessee Titans didn't even talk to Colin Kaepernick. But one of the issues and one of the reasons why he's unemployed is because he's not good, and he wasn't good. I saw him play last year, even after, so he took a knee. Gabbert was the quarterback. He played not very well. Then Colin Kaepernick came in, played even worse.
Unfortunately for him, his skills or lack thereof will be an issue in this litigation. Was he pretty much not hired by anybody because he took the knee, or was he not hired by anybody because of the reasons you articulated, Kevin, that he's not worthy of being a first-rate quarterback?
But let me ask you,
not at all.
Right, getting back to the content of the speech versus the impact that it might have on the team.
Right.
Would it be considered illegal collusion if the team owner said, "Hey, look, he's causing problems, in the locker room when it comes to team morale. We've got fans that don't like this, that are burning his jersey." That that it's putting a bad name on us.
Yeah,
it would
They
not,
might love what he's doing. They might agree with it, but they say as a business proposition, it's not working.
what you just articulated would be perfectly acceptable for individual owners to articulate. It would not be acceptable for them to do it in a combination. That's what the labor law
They couldn't say this
prohibits.
makes the NFL look bad.
No, they could say this makes the Giants look bad. This makes the 49ers look bad. This makes Kevin's team. Sorry to mention this morning, Kevin. I had to get this in here.
Yeah, right. Well, the Giants certainly don't need Colin Kaepernick. Just saying.
If the owners of those teams got together and said this, then he has a case. That's essentially what he's accusing them of doing.
Okay.
Is there anything around this, though, that it's when employers get called about verification? So I want to have a recommendation or referral. Is there anything about this that's saying, like, if we know that a bunch of people were talking negatively about him, about impact on morale, about being a team player, is there anything that we can learn from that as how we give referrals?
I don't understand the question. If you're asking me if somebody called the 49ers and said, we want a referral on Colin Kaepernick, was he a team player?
Yeah.
They could very well say lawfully, no, he was an outlier and he didn't get along with everybody else, because ability to get along is as important as ability to play. So they certainly could say that. I don't know that that's the case with him, but if it is the case, or if an owner believes it's the case, the owner or his HR department can certainly make that inquiry and can certainly give that opinion.
So
it's a protected opinion, meaning he can't sue them for giving that opinion as long as it's honestly their opinion.
So, Judge, here's a question. If Mark Geragos has some facts that allow this lawsuit to move forward, can they then go on a fishing expedition and say, we want to see all the emails between these team owners? We want to get, I mean, this is right.
Yes, because the concept of discovery, extracting information before the actual hearing takes place, this is not a trial, this is an arbitration, is you can get to anything that will lead to anything that is relevant. So you
Well, they
can
have
go
to do
almost
that
anywhere.
now that he filed a grievance, right? They have to do that.
So this could be pretty
I think
explosive.
Amy's talking about Kaepernick's lawyers getting emails from other teams for which he never played to see if there was any communication with the 49ers.
Because he's charging them with collusion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Right.
this could be very explosive. We could get on
Teams have talked to him, though, in the offseason before this season started. There were some discussions with teams.
Well, he didn't do anything this year because he hasn't been on the field.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he opted out of the contract with the San Francisco 49ers, and then he was a free agent. Teams were talking to him and possibly considering adding him on before the season started.
Do you think the Packers are talking to him this morning?
No, I don't. I mean, I went to a Packers game in Lambeau Field, and I do not think the fans would one bit like him being there.
The fans are a major part of this. And,
Yeah,
I wonder if that's going to be the legal end for the NFL. Look, the fans have turned against him. They don't want to see him kneeling, and so
they would have to show a reduction in their income. It can't be the fans don't like it. There'd have to be a manifestation, a financial manifestation of the fans not like it.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome,
Great
guys.
to see Judge Andrew Napolitano there.